My name is McCaig. I'm a volunteer in the city of Calgary, a city that I chose to live in. I love this city, and I want it to be a healthy city for everyone. And the way to do that is to help organizations like 1835 that are trying so hard to help others. I'm committed to this, and I'm especially committed to youth. So I've chaired the Alberta Adolescent Recovery Center for probably 14, 15 years, and I'm very committed to the disease of addiction and the ways in which we treat families. I'm very concerned about the addiction in our community. I've found we need to simplify it, and that is, if we treat one family one day at a time, we are going to win over this disease of addiction and win in a big way. Calgary can set the tone for others. People look to us. They look to us to say, how do you do this? What do you do? Well, we do it one family at a time and one day at a time.
Well, thank you very much for speaking with us. 1835 is so happy to talk to you and learn from your experience and some information that you'll have to share with us. So I guess I'll start with the first question, based on all of your knowledge. Why is having the capacity to treat addiction important for our community?
Well, addiction is a disease in our city, and in order to have a healthy city, you need healthy people in your city. And so those that are affected by the disease of addiction need to have places where they can go, places where they can heal. And with the people, the professional people that know how to treat this too, because we have to think of it not as something that is a shameful, guilty thing that they're in. It is a disease. We have to treat it as a disease. You know, it's often referred to as equal opportunity destroyer, because it can affect anyone, anytime, or anywhere. And you don't know when that's going to happen. So we have to have people that are there, people that are trained, and that can really help the people. They want to be better. There's anyone that's in this terrible disease wants to be better. It's just very, very difficult, and you certainly can't do it by yourself. You need the people around you. You need these 1835. It's just so incredibly important. And it's so incredibly important that we reach more people all the time. 1835 has had an amazing history. Imagine 42 years in this service, which is really hard, very difficult, and heartbreaking in a lot of cases. But 1835 has been there, and for these people, for 42 years, they've treated 14,000 men in that many years. That's an incredible accomplishment. So you're well positioned to be in the next phase to help even more. And I understand that with this new facility and the new building, not only will you be able to help men be better in our community and healthier, you're now going to include women. Not just women by themselves, but women with their children. And the children are the silent victims of this dreadful disease. And they're the ones that we need to make them feel safe and comfortable. And we also need them to learn about what's happening to their parents. So this is just, I can't stress enough the importance of what 1835 is going to do with this Breaking Ground campaign. And I just I want to be a part of it, want to do everything that I can to help.
Well, thank you.
That's a big answer, isn't it?
You know, that exactly. Well, as you well know, with Recovery Acres being ready to break new ground for the men's treatment facility, giving us opportunity to renovate the existing 1835 house for the much-needed women's treatment facility. I know you've answered this, but why is it extremely important for this project to get funding?
Well, the importance of this project is that it just needs to be done. Addiction is a disease that's not going to go away. And we try so much with prevention, we try with information, but it's there. And we have to deal with that. We have to be realistic. We have this in our community. How do we have a healthy community where we want to live in Calgary? We want to have our community as healthy as possible. So we have to have programs like this. And you see the men that come out of the facility that are healed, healthy. They're going to work. They're going to contribute to their communities. They're going to contribute in volunteer ways to their schools, and they're going to contribute to the health of others because they've been there. They've done that, and they know they don't want to be there anymore, and they know that they can help the other person. And so it's just so incredibly important and essential that we reach as many people as possible. That's why this initiative is just so important, because you'll be able to treat more.
Absolutely. And as you know, women do not have the same access to substance abuse treatment facilities as men. Can you speak in support of Recovery Acres' plan to open a women's residential treatment program?
I'm very sympathetic to women that are addicted in this dreadful disease, and they have trouble accessing the services a lot of the times, just because of other things that are happening in their lives, and where the addiction disease leads them is really dreadful, and it's dangerous for them. So we need to have facilities where women have easy access, and that makes it, and the intake process is easier for them to get in, and also then they worry about their children, their family, and in this case, 1835 is going to take their children. And so that eases some way their intake into the treatment program that they're going to be involved in. And so that's another reason that this is absolutely front and center, should be front and center in our city. Our city does wonderful things. Calgary is wonderful. Ask Calgary to help. They're going to help.
Thank you. Mrs. McCaig, you are an extraordinary supporter of people struggling with addictions. Why should other Albertans care as much as you do and step up and help other Albertans struggling with these addictions?
You know, we need to contribute to these organizations that are trying to help more people. That's the cost-effective way of treating this disease. The cost of doing nothing is huge. It's huge. And so if we can help in these ways to so that we don't have the many people in this disease using all the emergency facilities that they need to use, the police service facilities that they need to use. If we can help in any way to do that, it'll decrease the cost of looking after the people that are on the streets that have nowhere to go. So it just makes financially, it makes perfect sense that you would want to have increased facilities to house these people so that they're not using those essential services as much. They still will, because the disease is very difficult, it's very hard on your body, but it'll be much less for the system to, for the cost to the system, if we have places like 1835 that can help these people with their needs. And so it's the cost of doing nothing is huge.
Yes, absolutely. So, personal question, why is the issue of substance abuse important to you, Mrs. McCaig?
Well, substance abuse affects families. Families are in your community. Families are what make your city vibrant. It's very important that we have the health of all of our citizens to the best we can to create healthy communities and healthy places a safe place for you to live and for you to bring up your children. And addiction brings you down. It just absolutely brings you down. It brings your communities down. And I really feel that by working together on things like 1835, we can combat this disease of addiction in such a positive way with everyone working together. So we need it. It's unfortunate to say, but we absolutely need these facilities. So I'm going to work as hard as I can. My background is a teacher. I taught teenagers, and these kids are so brilliant, and they're so bright, and they're so enthusiastic, and they're just going to have wonderful careers. And addiction takes that down. I don't want that for our families. I don't want that for our young people. So I'm going to continue my struggle always to make sure there are places, safe places, effective treatment programs run by professionals that we know work. We know the 12-step program works. We have all the statistics to show that this will help. That's what I am committed to, are helping these people that are in the disease of addiction that can't help themselves anymore. As good citizens of our community, we need to be there. Let's remember our Western heritage. Let's remember how we pull together. Let's remember how we can contribute to helping these people. So I say to all Calgarians, and anywhere in Alberta, southern Alberta, all the districts, please help.